All right, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Shout out to our producer, Boy Band John. What's up, John? All right, shout out to our sponsors. If you go on defendhawaii.com, pick out whatever clothing you want, use promo code ATBPod upon checkout, and you will receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Defend Hawaii, defendhawaii.com. Go check them out. Also, I have Hawaii Candy Factory. They have a bunch of concoctions. They have a bunch of different snacks and treats, local style. Go check them out. HawaiiCandyFactory.com. Same thing. Promo code ATBPod upon checkout. You'll receive 10% off your entire purchase order. Okay, for today, my guest is somebody I looked up to for a long time. I've eaten at his restaurants and seen him on TV. He's known as the Godfather of Poke, none other than Chef Sam Choy. What's up? I can't believe you're on my show. It's a trip.
I can't believe that, everybody always say the Godfather of Poke, but, I grew up in Laie, Hukilau Beach, got to really see some of the old timers make poke. Their whole theory was fresh is the key. Very simple. Back then, you had just reef fish, and then every now and then we got lucky. There's some aku would come in. And then, of course, as I got older, then you got to see ahi and ono and all the different kind of fishes that are in the deep. But up until then, enenui, oio, lomi oio, akule, when they used to go surround net, akule. But some of the life lessons I've learned from those people way back when was just to take what you need. Don't overfish. Yeah. Don't try to, take more than what you need. And that was the thing. And I got to really learn how to pick the seaweed. Back then at plenty seaweed, like Manuel, Limokohu, Inamona, Inamona, of course, is the kuikui nut, the candle nut. But, and then the sea salt, we used to go out to Goat Island, go out to Laie Point. And when the waves would crash over the shores and throw the salt water in the little cups and go to Kauku, and the sun would evaporate that, you see all the salt on the top, going there. Nowadays it's dangerous to do that. You don't know what's in those cups, right?
Oh, yeah.
the salt might look yellow. But anyway.
Different kind of flavor.
Yeah, different kind of flavor. But so I was really blessed to be part of that, growing up, and watching them throw net, and I think that's why, I really was lucky to grow up in that era. But more importantly, the education and, my parents too, my mom and dad, it was very, very important that we, took care of the land, took care of each other, helped each other, as far as educating and sharing and caring, because if we didn't care and we didn't share, nobody was going to do it for us, So those were the real important life lessons. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I just share that, I'd rather have you ask me questions and I can answer them. I think I can.
So you grew up Laie then?
Yeah, I grew up Laie, Hukilau Beach. My dad was the first the chef to make for the church out there, to make the luau's, to raise money to finish CCH, which is now BYU Hawaii, but back then was called Church College of Hawaii. And then, of course, the groundbreaking of the Polynesian Culture Center. So that was the reason they did the luau every Saturday. Had about 700 to 800 people. Yeah, was very interesting. And that's how I really got into cooking, because I'd go there and help them on, Friday evenings, and everybody's all, just all the ladies would come in, clean the salmon, make the lomi salmon, cut the onions, dice onions. My job was making the fruit punch on Saturdays. My dad always told me, put plenty ice, make them cold. Fruit punch, pineapple juice, malolo. Hey,
malolo syrup.
Yeah, fruit punch, malolo syrup, the fruit punch one, and pineapple juice. And that was man, that was the first pog without the guava.
Yeah. That's like, we used to have that after football practice, the big McDonald's spout at the bottom, the cooler, and then the big paddle.
Yeah, there you go. But they had on big stainless steel vat. And when you put the ice inside there, plenty of ice. Keep them cold. My dad said, keep them cold, a lot of ice. You know, the pepper cup, the Lily's pepper cup. But anyway,
yeah.
that's how it was.
You freeze them with ice cake. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's like when I was 10 years old. But yeah, you know, so those are really, really blessing times. You know, you not only enjoyed that, but you got to learn a lot. You know, you got to learn how people would teach you how to do things. You know, sanitation, washing your hands was always like first nature. You know, you needed to do it. You know, yeah. That
So
was pretty much.
Your dad was a chef then?
Well, my dad worked at Pearl Harbor, and then on the weekends he would be I would call him a chef, man. You know, he did all they had the emo crew, they had the chicken long rice guys, you know, soaking the long rice. You know, those days the menus were very simple, yeah. So they had lomi salmon, poi. Poi wasn't that big, but kalua pig. They used to kalua about 4 or 5 pigs, you know, right there at Hukilau Beach. And then the guys would go out and go surround the net, and all the, you know, the neighborhood people would come help pull the net with the tourists, you know, bring them in. A lot of oil. Every now and then get lucky with some mullet, you know, but mostly was oil. That bay was oil. Sometimes you get some nice school of opelo, not opelo, but akule, you know. So yeah. So the menu was very simple. Bread, you know, loves bread, buttered.
Oh, yeah.
Cut in half, you know, I mean, pretty much that's what it was. Chicken long rice, kalua pig, squid luau, you know, lomi salmon. That was kind of it. That was the menu, but they loved it. You know, and of course, haupia, right? Haupia.
Oh, yeah,
and fresh fruits and pineapple, yeah. That was kind of like, you know, the in thing, you know.
Yeah. And what, you first got your love for cooking at a young age? When was it that you started kind of moving on your own and doing things like by yourself? And
you know, really, what was really crazy was that my whole thing was just kind of like wanted to go play football at another level. Of course, that never happened. You know, that never happened because couple of things. You know, my size, my speed. So I just went out and played one season, and that was it. After I graduated from Kahuku, when I went to college.
Okay.
I used to be a punter. I used to kick the ball.
Okay.
You know, it's funny. A lot of guys see my kids, my 2 boys, and they go like, "Oh, you know your dad? He was an unreal punter, man. He could kick the ball higher than the lights, or he'd kick them like." So my kids look at me. You know, I mean, they look at me. They go, "Oh, Dad, that's for real or what?" I said, "Why?" They go, "Man, you can't even tie your shoes now, you know." But you know, those are just the fun days of doing that. But anyway, yeah. So I went, you know, to do that, and then of course, you know, homesick, and then you kind of like realize, like, okay, this is not for me, you know. And so I came home, kind of just cruised on the North Shore, just kind of like was not really doing nothing, but, you know, helping around the house, you know, helping cooking with my dad. My dad had a little grocery store. My mom was, you know, a housewife and help, you know, cook us. So I would go and help, you know, cook with her, clean up. And then, of course, I just took a liking to cooking, you know, way young age. I just loved just the part of taking something from a raw state and then, you know, putting magic to it, whether you were frying it or you're roasting it or you're just making stew or you're braising something. And I didn't really know how to cook those days, but I was just fascinated with that. See my dad hunched over the sink, cleaning a fish, then steaming it, you know, putting the hot oil with the ginger, the green onions on top, you know. And then you get to eat it and everybody's quiet, you know, everybody's like this. So I told my dad, I said, how come nobody's talking? He said, because the food is good. When the food is good, everybody's enjoying it, you know. Yeah. So, so those are all the life lessons that I really share with the kids today. You know, a lot of kids, they want to be good cooks or chefs. And then, of course, I had a real lucky, you know, upbringing where I learned how to clean, you know, wash dishes, you know, clean the kitchen. Today a lot of kids, they don't want to do that. They like cook, eat, and go home, right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
go
for
or go
sure.
sleep. But cleaning is very important. That's really, really important.
I know. I'm trying to teach
Cleaning.
my daughter that. Clean the dishes. Yeah.
Yeah, clean. Everybody help. When everybody cleans, it goes quick, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's what happened. And then I just kind of like got into a lull where I was just kind of cruising. Then my dad told me one Sunday evening, he said, "Hey, you go back to school, go find one job, or go work, go find a job, go back to school, or go find one place for stay." And I was like, "Oh, you serious or what?"
That's like
You
the
know,
ultimatum, man. Every kid
yeah. Well,
get down, huh?
those days that's how. I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't hold back. They didn't want to see you cruising, and I had
Yeah.
on Volkswagen, I had on Bugs, so I was always cruising the North Shore with my board.
Yeah.
Then I figured I go back. I went sign up for Last Chance College. So I went to LCC.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I call Last Chance College at LCC. And
We
then
call Windward the Windward Community College Kaneohe University.
yeah, well that one never had yet. That was only the state hospital, yeah. And then now
Oh,
you got Windward Community, but LLC is Leeward Community College.
yeah, yeah.
That's where I kind of stay at the rail come right through there.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, all of that was kind of like really important for me to really get serious and in between, throw some fun things in, like try to go back surf and those days, man. Oh, and I was really out of shape too, because almost one whole year I wasn't doing anything, right?
Hmm.
And as well, surfing is you got to be in condition.
Oh yeah, that's
So that so
cardio, huh?
that so that didn't work out. And then I went to, like I said, I went to Leeward Community College, and not even one semester. Then I was kind of like cruising on the North Shore because I had my friend. We used to meet up on the North Shore, and he and I would go like talk. Hey, we go eat. So go drive-ins, go eat. And then I come home and my mom would tell, "How was school?" I go, "Oh, it was good today. It was really good." But my mom go, "How come you put any sand in your car?" I said, "Oh, we want me a bit walking on the beach, go swim a little while. It was hot on the way home before." Already she knew. Parents nowadays, now those days, they know.
Oh yeah.
They know when you were, Kaloi,
Yo, they get the spider sense, huh?
Yeah, they get them, man. They just look at your eyes. They go like, "I know you lying." But
Yo,
anyway, so I kind of like didn't do anything, just kind of cruised. And then the ultimatum came up again, but really more stronger. And then finally my mom said, "Hey, Kapilani College in Pensacola, where McKinley High School is."
yeah, yeah.
So that's where the Kapilani used to be. Not now. Today they get big time. They get big campus out Diamond Head. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I went over there that summer, went sign up. My mom would stand in line, get all my classes and everything. I was in the car waiting for her, telling her, "Oh, hurry up, mom. I like go eat. We stay in Honolulu, man. I like go." I don't think it's Zippies, but had like flamingos and some
Oh
other
yeah.
small
Leaky
kind of
leaky drive
restaurant.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, leaky. Hurry up, mom. I like go eat, and of course Chinese food too, dim sum, right?
Oh yeah.
But anyway, kind of like she got all my classes, everything, and then I, she signed it. She told me, "Oh, you got to sign here," so I signed it. And in the meantime, I signed up to work at Crouching Lion. You know what Crouching Lion is?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Crouching
Crouching
Lion,
line in, huh?
yeah. Well, now it's owned by Japanese people, but before it was Lester family, local family.
Okay.
And I used to wash dishes over there. I loved it. It's not like today we get all the automatic dishwashers, right?
Oh yeah.
In those days, man, I didn't know till I was later. They told me, "Oh, what you doing? What you started doing?" I said, "Oh, dishwasher." They told me, "Oh, you know what? My father told me that's pro diving. You was a pro, you was a pro diver." So I loved it. I was a happy pro diver. And then I started, like really enjoying it. So going back to Kapilani, went the first day of school, walking around on the campus. They were just finishing up their summer school program. So they had a nice buffet coming up. I walk in the ice box. I look, man, I see all these shrimp cocktail on this pineapple. I went like, wow, man, this is amazing. So of course, coming from Laie, you got a taste, eh? So I pulled out one shrimp. I started eating. I'm going like, oh man, this is ono. So I just started eating them all. Not eating them all, but eating as much as I could. So I turned the pineapple around so they cannot see the other side all bowl of air. Man, that's when I came out of that ice box. I told myself, man, this is like love at first bite. I just loved it. I just enjoyed it, and I just told myself, I am going to really enjoy this field, cooking. Yeah, so then I just cooked one semester. That was it. Then I got really involved in cooking.
Oh, wow. So Kapilani had culinary arts back then.
Yeah,
too,
they had Walter Shees, Siegfried Wiggins, Mrs. Ho, Fuji. Mrs. Fuji was in charge of the culinary program. Walter Shees, they had all the pioneer guys of the culinary school at Kapilani at that time. They were the really founding fathers of that school, with the UH program.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Walter Shees is scattered in the garden over there at Diamond Head, his ashes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so
he was one of,
yeah,
I'm an OG, man.
then,
OG.
cooking.
OG, bro.
OG.
Not old God. Old guy.
Old guy. Original gangster.
Yeah, kind of like that. But I never did. I got no tattoos because my dad told me if I had a tattoo, you scrape it off with his pocket knife.
Oh yeah.
Don't ever get in. My mom said, don't ever get in trouble because you stay there. So I was like, I was always kind of like just okay. But yeah, so I just my dad was always work hard, work smart, and always be respectful. Those are the things that he always, mentioned to me. Oh, not only to me, but my brother and my two sisters. Always work hard. Be kind, share. Care for each other, be helpful, be a team player. And so I just kind of like was really lucky to have those great quality upbringing. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm so thankful. Never. Knock on wood, never get in trouble. Maybe got in trouble my later years, but wasn't that kind of bad trouble. Just maybe just kind of like wanted to do my own thing, But
yeah,
of course, you gotta help out, and everybody gotta pitch in, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just thankful I had that opportunity to go to Kapilani for one semester, worked at Crouching Line. And then the big show came on,
Yeah, what was that about? How did that happen?
Well, after working and getting all my years of experience as pro diving, I kind of like, in between, I was starting to cook, go help the cooks out at Crouching Line. They didn't have gas burners. They had a charcoal Calvi wood burner. So all their steaks was cooked on that. The fish was either broiled or sauteed. Vegetables, really traditional. They had a Slavonic steak, which was a filet, where you cooked it on the grill, then you covered it with a garlic butter, and they went out in a sizzling platter. So yeah, and then they had a real famous a shish kebab, like on a long skewer, a flaming shish kebab, so it was kind of like those days was like hot, right? There was a real in thing, And then my parents, we always went out to dinners. We went out to dinners when we were young. When we could remember to order. My dad always told us, whatever you order, you eat, And of course, you kind of like look the menu. You don't know half of the things, so you kind of order something and try experiment. And of course, so that was like on a Wednesday or Thursday night. We did that as a family. We went out to a restaurant. Yeah. And then on Sundays, because my sister, them all went Kamehameha, my brother. So we had to drop them back by 5. But before that, we'd go watch a movie, Hawaii Theater. Used to watch a movie, then have dinner. Chinese. My dad, he ordered Chinese food, all in Chinese,
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, man, we look forward for that meal, Kao yu, ginger chicken.
Back then, by Hawaii Theater had a Chinese restaurant called Tintin's.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, had that Chin Chin, had not only Chin Chin, but had the one everybody used to go at the night, go bring order the Wo Gao Ji Min. Oh, what is the name of it, man? But anyway, the local guys used to bring their own pot and put their soup in and take them home.
Oh, nice.
Chin Chin we kind of throw my mind off, but then I got towed in from Hilo, but no, that's way back. Oh my gosh. I know a lot of people watching this. You get million people watch your show.
Give or take.
You're the man. But anyway, had that restaurant, had that Chinese restaurant. And we used to go eat there too, but have another one called Young's right around the corner from, that area. And man, I tell you, we used to eat so much, man, come home, sleep on a car all the way back to the country, Drop my sister them off, and because they all had to be back in Kamehameha at 5 o'clock,
Oh, dorms.
The dorm. Those days when you live in the country, you have to dorm, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my upbringing, and then my big movement came. I applied for Turtle Bay.
Okay.
Kuilima. Remember Kuilima? It was called Kuilima way back when.
Yeah.
Kuilima, and then I was like so excited. Went into the HR, human resources. And they said, "Oh, we're not going to open until April." But this was like maybe 2 months before that. You had to apply and get all your, your credentials, everything in, and kind of like man, was like showtime. I told myself, man, looking and building the hotel way back when. You've been to Turtle Bay, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So even today they really redid it. It's all renovated. You go down there, you can see all the big surfers over there. Jamie O'Brien has his surf school over there. He sells all his boards and stuff there, man. Him and his partner, not Kekai, Kaikea. They're like, they run the surf school over there. But anyway, you go there, get all the surfing. But anyway, I worked 11 years in that hotel.
Oh, as a what restaurant?
Well, I got to tell you the story. You want to hear the story?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so, got hired. They told me, okay, report on this day. So I went there, man, I was all excited, man. I had my white shirt on, my white pants, my knives all rolled up. Went into the kitchen, had the board, I looked for my name. I looked on the board, at all the chefs, all the cooks, everything. I looked at the board and I said, hey, I don't see my name, So I knocked the window, the girl came out, the secretary. She goes, yeah, can I help you? And I said, I will never forget that day till the day I die. I'll never forget that day. So anyway, she comes out, she goes, yeah, can I help you? And I said, oh, my name is Sam Choy, and I was told that to report on today, and I'll be a cook's helper. So she goes, oh, let me see. So she go on the board, she looking with me, looking down, no more my name. And I'm like, what? And she goes, oh, let me go in the office. So she went in the office. And the chef's name was Emile Bertrand. He was a French guy, big nose, red bloodshot eyes, big ear, can hardly understand French, And then she came out, she goes, oh, I'm sorry, but you have to go through that door. She pointed to a door. So I'm thinking like, okay, the door I walked in was on my left, on my right, but the door she's telling me is going to the left. So I told myself, okay, that's not too bad. At least I'm not going out,
They're not kicking me out.
Yeah, I'm not exiting, right? So anyway, I went into that door. I knocked the door and had a guy named Hank Owana. They used to call him Hank, but he had a nickname called Boogie. And he was a merchant marine, worked on a lot of the big ships, back then. And then he was in charge of the utility, the cleanup gang. And then he told me, oh, see this guy over there? It was John Peck, this guy named John Peck. Nice Howley guy from Sunset Beach. And then, where Ted's Bakery stay?
Yeah.
The Sunset Beach store. But anyway, they used to run that store. His wife's family. They used to run that store, and he used to, I don't know if he was working there, but they used to live right behind there. So he grabbed me. He goes, okay, let's go. I said, where are we going? He goes, oh, I'm taking you to the pot washing sink area. I went like, what? I was hired as a cook's helper, man. I was like really bent, man. I was like not focused. I mean, that was like after a couple of years washing dishes at Crouching Line. And then I came to Turtle Bay, got hired as a cook's helper. And now I'm washing pots and pans, the big kind pots, the big kind
Oh
pan,
yeah.
you know. And then I just felt like, this is it, man. I didn't want to quit because I had some guys that I knew in the community working there, right? So I
Yeah.
didn't like walk out. But I said, look, Sam Choy is a quitter at that moment. So anyway, I kind of quietly did my job and not really paying attention. He was telling me, okay, the water got to be this temperature. You got to have this much soap inside. And then these other two sinks have to be with this, kind of like kill the germs. You got to put
Yeah.
the chemical inside, right? And I'm not, what you think? I was listening. What do you think?
I don't know. Probably not. I wouldn't have been.
I wasn't listening.
I got this. I got this.
No, I wasn't. Not even that, man. I wouldn't pour so much soap in there. I think we do like on bubble bath, man. It was like all boiling over with all the suds all over the place. Yeah, I supposed to be on light tea. The thing would look like dark, like coffee, man. I put almost a whole gallon inside. I was just not focused, man. I was pounding pots and pans. Every time I pound the pan, all of the German chefs or the chefs was in there. They come, are you okay? I'm fine. But then the real interesting part was that I really kind of shortchanged myself at that moment because what had happened was I came home from work and I told my mom, I quit. Your parents are very interesting, when you're young.
Yeah.
They came out and they kind of like, my mom came out. How was your first day at work? I said, right now, Mom, I think I'm going to quit. She goes, what? I'm going to quit. She goes, why? I said, I'm not cook's helper. I'm washing pots and pans. And then she told me, she goes, hey, you know what? Maybe you need to learn to do that because, you don't want to start right from the beginning, right on the top. You got to work your way to the top. You got to maybe be the best dishwasher or pot washer. You already can wash dishes, but pots is a new thing. Hey, within that 10 minutes, I share this story with you and all your listeners and your viewers. I share this story because if I cut myself short and just kind of like never went back, I probably would still be going from job to job today, on jumper or not even cooking. And so I went back the next day with a whole different attitude. I said, you know what? I remember what John Peck told me. You got to make this much soap, this much color the water. The water got to be hot. Pre-rinse, pre-wash scrape all your pans. And boy, that's what I did, man. I went in there, I pre-washed it all. And, so the chefs come with me. Oh, can I have this pot right away? I go, yep. I scrub them real clean, real quick. I give them back to them. Then they come back with a dish of food. They tell me, oh, try this. Oh, I eat them. I go, oh, this is so good. So I tell myself this story in my career. If I had let myself get the best of me with my attitude, bad attitude, I would never learn and I would never have gotten to learn some really good dishes from these chefs, that came from Europe, So that's why I share that story. When I lecture kids, I always tell them, you got to go to school, you go learn, even though only went one semester. Go get educated, like what you're doing right now. Yep. Go get educated and learn. Be a magnet, be a sponge. Grab as much as you can. Soak it up, And yeah, so that's what happened to me. Within a matter of years, I became a Hyatt chef after Hilton. No, after Hyatt, that was Hyatt or Del Webb first, and then became Hyatt. And then 11 years, then I went, Hilton came over and bought the Hyatt out. And then I worked there and then I became the chef, So, that's why I share that story. Because if you give up and you don't allow yourself to, really do well, then you're going to be in trouble. Yeah.
So you basically started as a dishwasher and worked your way up the ladder.
Yeah.
So your mentality had to be strong. Like you said, like anybody can be a dishwasher and be a dishwasher for as long as they want. But someone with a better attitude can change that kind of trajectory of how your career is going to go, and you level up gradually. And next thing you know, like you said, you're a chef.
Hey, what school you graduate from? Puno, man. You got them big words, man.
Oh yeah, I graduated Damien, bro. That's the kind.
Oh, no wonder. That's not a good school. That's
I don't know. I never had chick, so we
Hey, but you
was
know,
focused.
when I went to the mainland, when I went to school, I had a guy named Joe Hisataki, the running back from Damien. He
Huh.
went to one college up there, one Catholic school in Oregon. Oh, or no, St. Martin's, I think it was. But anyway, I got to meet him, man. That guy he was a bad athlete, man. But he came from Damien.
We had one good one then at least.
Well, you guys had a lot of good people. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what happened. I just my attitude and my foundation was very good. I mean, I'm still learning, because I've been married a long time, and I'm still learning from my wife. She's still teaching me to be calm, be nice, keep reminding me.
Yeah.
But I really am thankful for those years, and I could have been retired from the hotel industry, but I just felt like, I needed to do something more, and I needed to more or less, I can reach out to more people by doing what I'm doing and really helping people and sharing my love for food. One story I want to share. My dad taught us when we were really young. He said, you might not remember what you ate a year from now at a restaurant you go to. You might not remember how much you paid for that meal a year from now, but you're never going to forget how you got treated.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that has always been my motto. That has always been my, not only my motto, but that has kind of been my corporate mission statement. You just have to, and care for each other. You got to care for
Yeah.
each other. Yeah.
That being said, I could always relate that growing up, my parents would always be a fan of your food, and we would go to Nimitz to your
Crab house.
yeah. And like you said, I always had I couldn't tell you what I ate, but I can tell you the experiences I had, the people that were there, sitting in the boat. You guys had the boat that was inside.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Eh?
Yeah, and that's part of my childhood. Like whenever it was a special occasion or we're going to Sam Choy's, I'll be like, yup. It would be like a event for me because it's something different. I grew up Kaneohe, so we go in town for that. It was super, super fun. And it's something that was in my childhood that I'll always remember. And like you said, the experience always stuck with me.
I got to be real honest to you. We had great employees there. They worked really hard. Managers, employees, the cooks, they gave their all is there. And, they made that dream come true, and it's just, time to move on in life, know. So now all my restaurants are all on the mainland, all in Seattle. We're based out of there. I'm opening a new one in Incline, Nevada, which is right there on Lake Tahoe.
Oh, wow.
And, we have a restaurant in New Zealand, in Auckland,
wow.
And so, I'm kind of really blessed. And I don't know, still going, most guys would be thinking of retiring, but still going. But anyway, what else questions you got?
Okay. So my daughter and I are super big fans of the show Chopped on Food Network. And I told her, I guess somebody that was on Chopped that's going to be on my show. And she's like, you got to ask them all kinds of stuff. I was like, okay. So that being said, Chopped, use on Chopped, right? Use on Chopped and Iron Chef. But Chopped is our show. It's me and my daughter watching what we've been practice at home. Yeah. How was that experience being there for real?
Let me explain Chopped. Iron Chef is a little different. You got a lot of people helping you.
Yeah.
You get to see the food. You kind of more or less know already what you're going to be doing. Chopped, when you open that basket, you're thinking on your feet right now. You don't got more than whatever minutes they give you. 20 minutes to do the appetizer, 30 to do the entree, and then 30 minutes to do the dessert. That's it. But the interesting part is really intense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the way they designed that show, out of any competition show, cooking show, that is probably the most purest cooking challenge that's out there right now. The producers, they don't know. The only person that knows is the person that is the narrator, not the judges. The judges don't know too. They don't know what's in those boxes. So we come in the kitchen, they let us look, or we did outdoors, we did the barbecue. I'm Portuguese out and my hands going all over the place. Like you said, But anyway, yeah, you get to see the kitchen, you get to see your equipment. They give you the list of equipment. Then they tell you, get into the green room. You sit in the green room, and then they march you out. You guys see that, right? You come out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when you come out, man, and that's the first time you're gonna see what you're going to cook right now.
Oh, so you have no clue what's in that basket.
No clue whatsoever. You get no idea. They don't tell you like, hey Sam, you get pork belly, Then you start thinking, yeah. So after I got to know those producers really well, and we became friends and stuff, I asked them. I said, what is the drive behind it? They go, if you know what you're cooking, your thinking is different now.
Yeah.
When a camera goes on your face, you can see you got that glazed donut look, you stay like this, like, you're thinking differently. But if you see it for the first time, you're going like, wow. Then your mind's going like really rapidly. You're going like, okay, I got this, I got that. But anyway, that's really the important thing. And that's why my cooking show, me and John Vaneri, our show, Sam Choy in the Kitchen, is just like that. I do not know what they got in that ice box. I do not know what they got in the box choy. I'm either sitting outside in the in the living room of the house, talking to the family, or just like now with COVID, we can't have too many guys when we're filming. So, the crew's working, setting up everything. But that's the reason I do it like that. We just want to get the excitement onto the camera. But Chop, that's how Chop is. But the funny part about Chop, so you get 20 minutes, right? So you get started, right? You open the box and you see your app, you see what you got to make. I think I had shrimp that time in the challenge, the barbecue shrimp. But anyway, you look up at the clock. There's clocks all over the place. You got these big clocks, like right over, digital clocks. And it's really funny. There's about 50, 60 people all over the place. But when you watch the show, you only see us and the three judges.
For
and,
sure.
Yeah, and the narrator, right?
And all that's legit. It's really, you get that time, no little like corners cut, nothing. It is what
legit, man. You cut your finger, they get the doctors right there taping it up. If it's really bad, you off the show, you lose already. You know what I mean? They're not fooling around. And then after we get that done, we kind of like going back into the green room, and they got cameras all in there, right? Everybody's, me, I'm from Hawaii, man. We're not talking trash. Had on girl, man, like the girl from Texas, she's telling me, I want to beat you, man, because everybody said, you're the guy that's going to win this. And, she was just going, And I just said, well, the bottom line is we got 3 judges out there. They will make sure they'll pick the best of the 4 of us. And then anyway, but like I said, when you first start cooking, you look up at the clock, you go, okay, 18 minutes. Then you start thinking on your head, okay, I got to do this, I got to get that, I got to clean this, I got to cut that. Then you start eliminating what takes the longest to cook. Okay, I got to put this on because I want, they had pressure cookers, they had all kind of things to make things faster. But, when you're cooking, you're just focusing, right? And then, like I said, I looked up and, 18 minutes, I have plenty of time. The next thing I know, I look up and like 2 minutes left. The time just goes. The time just goes, man. Hey, true story, man. That thing is intense. I like it. I like to get back on it again. I wish they would get one show. Chop for OGs.
Yup. So how many times were you on that show?
3 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've been in the barbecue when I won my series, and then I had to go out for the final. Yeah. And I got eliminated. I got eliminated in the second round. But it's like they all looked at me. The producer said, "Hey, and then Adam Sanchez, and I became good friends. We're always was good friends. But this after I lost, he goes, I lost 2 times, man. At least you won. I lost 2 times. Aaron, he tell me, hey, forget it. He said me like this. Just think, Sam. 20 million viewers saw you lose. I said,
they saw you win too, though.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute, man. I don't want to go down as a loser, man. I'm from Kauku, man. we gotta go hard. Or go
Yeah,
home.
that's in the DNA.
Yeah, that's in our DNA, man. But anyway, yeah, it was very, very exciting. You tell your daughter that's the real deal, boy.
Okay, because okay. So what? How did you practice for that? Like you just
Well,
throw random stuff, or
well, you kind of like there's really nothing to really focus on. All you got to remember that whatever the protein will be, then you know what's in the kitchen. They show you what's in there. Your vegetables or your sides and stuff like that. So all you got to focus on grabbing your protein that's in that box, and right from there you got to start your wheels going. It's kind of like it's kind of like what we do on my cooking show right now. The only difference is we don't have 20 minutes. We got a little bit more longer time.
What was the craziest ingredient they gave you? What was like, how am I gonna work this in there?
Okay, wild boar was not a problem. Shrimp was not a problem. Oh, they gave me the prickly pear, the one from the cactus. But down is just like lily koi. Get seeds, yeah. Okay. So when I made mine, I made them with the seeds for the dessert, yeah. And then one of the judges, Mark said, "Oh, I can't believe it. You didn't strain it out. You just served the seeds." Then I told him like this, well, where I come from in the islands in Hawaii, we have a passion fruit that has seeds. And every now and then when we do an entree or we do a dessert, we leave the seeds in just to, show some realness to it. And the other two guys, Aaron and the girl, went like, you see, not everything got to be, what you call filtered out, not filtered, but strained out,
Yeah.
Yeah, then after that was it. I know he got mad at me because when the entree came, he was not on my side, man. He was gassing.
He found a fault in something. Yeah.
Well, that's competition. I love it.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm a salty dog. Just whatever. Just that's cool.
So did you have anything that was like, what is that? What am I gonna do with this?
Not really. Oysters, that's kind of simple. Snake, rattlesnake, it's kind of simple. Everything was pretty much, you just got to go with it. The wild boar was good. That's a really nice pork loin, wild boar pork loin. That was nice. Good. And they had some nice steaks. They had a buffalo steak, ribeye steak was really good. So yeah, they try not to put the kind of really wild things like they do now. Now I watch the guys now are cracking up, man.
Oh yeah, they get crazy stuff.
They got some crazy stuff, but I like that. I wouldn't mind going back on and going again and hammering it again, man.
Definitely.
I would do some damage.
Yup, guarantee.
Yeah.
So you was on Iron Chef. What was the differences between that other than like the time limit? I mean, you had a time limit, but you also have your sous chef and a bunch of other people helping you out.
You get three guys. You get one baker, you get your sous chef. Then they give you a list of proteins that you might have. So practice. Okay. They give you about a month out. They send it to you.
Oh, so you can prep then, huh?
Yeah, well, you can practice. You can write menus and think about it and this and that. And then, of course, that's Iron Chef. Not as strict as the one in Japan when I did the one in Japan. The Fuji Television, the original owners.
Yeah.
Of Iron Chef, more intense there in Japan. In America, they kind of like do it more for like, more for Hollywood, but more television, But
so what? The chairman, is he that intense? Mark, was his name Mark Dacascos? Mark.
Which one? No, I had the one that was acting in the show, John Wick.
Guy. Yeah.
The martial art guy.
Yeah, he's wolf fat too, in Hawaii
Five-0. I had him. I had him, but I give him one leg. Me when I come from Hawaii, when I did Emerald Lagasse, man, I caught Big Island candy, big basket, all kind of candy, macadamia nuts.
Oh,
I brought candy for there. Hawaiian style, right?
Yeah,
but,
aloha.
The chairman, man, I had the big lei, man, the double carnation lei for him.
Oh, nice.
I said, I told him, I'm not bribing you, but hey, you from Hawaii, man. Here it is, man. This is from Hawaii, man.
Oh, he must be stoked.
Oh, he was like, oh man, I'm gonna make you win right now. I thought, yeah, right. But yeah, I lost to Pat Cora, Cat Cora.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
That's one
okay.
fun show to watch though.
Yeah, it's fun, but I rather do Chop.
Chop. Yo, I'd
Yeah.
rather watch you on Chop. That would be cool. You ever
Yeah,
on again? That would be fun. I show my
gotta write
daughter.
them a letter. I gotta write them a letter. Call me. I said, Penny fans. I said, hey, this guy, man, he interviewed me. He told me, oh, you gotta get back on that show.
Gotta get him. Yep. So it says you're the godfather of poke, and I know you travel around the countries and around United States. Have you ever had a situation where you had poke that's kind of equivalent to what you get locally? Because I had poke in the mainland, and bruh, it's not even close. Like, I don't know if it's the fish or how they're making them or.
Hey, you're right. You're right. there are some, okay, the local guys who live on the mainland that came from Hawaii, they're doing it good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some guys in Seattle where we base. They're doing it really, really good, like local style,
Oh, that's good.
But it's just the guys that riding the wave. They're trying to make a few dollars, and
Yeah.
every now and then it hit and miss. But my whole thing about poke, main thing they respect it. Main thing they understand the word poke, not pokey, because that's a bad word in the Philippines.
What's the
make
difference?
sure they say, you don't want to know it. You go ask,
Okay.
your Filipino friends.
I'll go Google them later then.
Yeah, but poke, and you know how I got to know how to say poke, right?
How's
From
that?
Roby, Sister Roby.
Okay.
So I was on TV. I was on TV doing a poke demonstration, and she was teaching Hawaiian language at University of Hawaii.
Okay.
And as soon as I got off the air, my phone rang and was her.
Scoldings.
Oh, Uncle Sam, Uncle Sam, you cannot say that other word. That's a wrong word. That's a bad word. It's poke. You got to say poke. So I respect that. And, yeah, I enjoy making it. But you're right. There is some hit and misses on the mainland. But you know what? It's out there. The word is out there. It's in Europe. It's in Dubai. It's in Oman. It's in England. It's in Paris. It's in France. It's all over. It's all over,
Yeah. Well, you probably had a big part in bringing it to the mainland.
Well, a lot of guys got my cookbook. I can guarantee you that. I walked in several places taking pictures, and I look on the shelf. There it is, right there.
Nice.
So, but I just really am blessed and thankful that not only me, but everybody who worked really hard to get the poke name out there, all deserve a pat on the back, because it is definitely huge. I've done so many. Aloha show you having one in Vegas coming in May, poke contest. I'm having one in Kauai. I've been doing poke contests for the longest time. We used to rock them here on the Big Island over at the Prince, Hapuna Prince. So it's all about just sharing the love for poke. And I'm really thankful that it has gotten that far. I remember doing the big fish fry in Washington, D.C. when I got invited by, the people from Hawaii who in the fishery division. All of them said we got it because a lot of big name chefs go there. It's a big thing in Washington, D.C. It's called the big fish fry. And so, of course, I wanted to roll my poke out there. And in the beginning was really tough. So everybody's all out there, got their booth, their tents, everything. And man, I look at the line, and Wolfgang Puck's line, the line was out the door. He's doing like some kind of fried fish. And Paul Perdome was doing blackened fish. The line was around the corner. Then I looked at my line, they had only all the Hawaiian, Danny Noy, all the guys from Hawaii. They were there with their poi. I had to bring poi. They said bring poi for them, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I had my poi, everybody eating pork. Yeah. Mr. Akaka, everybody over there. And I'm like, man, I got to do something, man. I got to get people over here. So I said, hey, you know what? Maybe the word poke not really that good for us. They don't know what it means. So then I said, oh, fish tartar. We got fish tartar. Man, next thing you know, guys come on, whoa, man, this fish tartar is good. Like the beef tartar.
I just
right?
change the name up a little bit. Yeah.
I just had to change just for that moment, Hey, man, next thing you know, man, the line went around the corner, man. I was like, yeah, baby. But
Oh, then once they taste them, then they could tell everybody like, oh, you gotta
oh
check
yeah,
this out.
the taste was good because I made the shoyu, the ogo, not too hot, was just right. Fresh Hawaiian chili pepper, little sesame seed oil, some sesame seeds inside roasted kind, And I
Yeah.
cut the fish, not real big, not the kind of choker kind, just right size. Everybody was there. Oh, they was whacking them, and then they was coming back. I said, oh, and so now every time I do these big food and wine events, I always make poke. I
Yeah.
always serve poke one way or another. Poke bombs, poke bowls, make miniature poke bowls, poke salads, spicy, soyo, Hawaiian style, all different kind. Yeah,
Oh wow, that's awesome. And yep, you bringing that aloha flavor to the mainland, and
Well,
food transcends over all kinds of generation gaps and racial barriers. Like food, like if it tastes good, no matter who you is, it's gonna resonate with them. You know what I mean?
well, and that's the thing that I'm very blessed with is when you think about Hawaii, I always argue with some of the big name chefs that Hawaii is the original place where East met West in Hawaii. My good friend Ming Tsai always said, oh man, his cuisine was East meets West, right? I told him, hey, Ming Tsai, East met West in Hawaii. No, man. On the East Coast, I said, all the ethnic people that when they left their families and left their country to come to Hawaii to work in the fields or get work to go get educated or what, along with their culture, they brought their food. I said, you look at our food in Hawaii. You got Filipino, you got Portuguese, you got Chinese, you got Hawaiian. Sometimes you look at a plate lunch, you got 4 or 5 of that ethnic food on top of plate lunch. So that's what
Mac
tells
salad.
you. Yeah, Howley Mac salad with that. Now we make ulu salad.
Yeah,
and then we make Okinawan ube. Hey,
Oh,
let me ask you this question: where does ube come from?
That's Okinawan sweet potato, right?
Yeah, but where it comes from?
I don't know.
Okay, so recently we were in film with the Okinawan Chamber of Commerce out there in Pearl City.
Okay.
And the chef over there, the big kahuna for the Okinawan, center there, he said, ube is from the Philippines. Hey, wait, don't laugh. And that's true. That is true. Ube is
the
from
origin.
That's the origin right there.
Oh,
and then of course,
what is that? Halo halo. That's Filipino dish, right?
Yeah, that's the ice there. Like the halo halo is like the shaved ice, the Filipino shaved ice with all
I thought that get ube inside.
Some guys put ube inside. Yes,
Okay.
they get ube. Olena, get Olena. You know the restaurant in Honolulu called Olena? They got all kinds. Yeah, they get good stuff, man. They get some unreal stuff. Yeah, so that's where it's from, man. It's from the Philippines, ube.
Oh, that's good to know.
It's just like Loco Moco. Loco Moco is originally from a family in Hilo. And you know how I know this?
How's that?
So when I did NBC Dateline, I they wanted to see a Loco Moco. So I did the regular Loco Moco. I did a spam Loco Moco. I did a fish Loco Moco. I did a chicken Loco Moco. And I told them, I said, this dish, it originated from Hilo.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah, and they said, oh, really? I said, well, and I told them the story. Because I heard the story from a family member of the family and they're from Okinawa, the original family, the father and the mom.
Okay.
And it was a bunch of guys from Honolulu went to play softball tournament back there before the war. And they just showed up one morning and, kind of caught them by surprise. And of course, it was a kind of slash bar and diner kind of thing, right? Small little cafe kind of thing. He had a big pot of gravy because hamburger steak, right? Fried onions for hamburger steak. And then always had rice, right? Eggs, breakfast, got to put eggs.
Yeah.
So he remembered that from Okinawa. So he put it all together, and then he served it to them, right? Rice down, hamburger patty, fried onions on top, brown gravy, fried sunny side eggs on top. Went out. Hey, those guys said, what is this? What do you call this? And they went, oh, loco moco. And that's how it happened.
Oh, that dawning of it, huh?
Yeah, so the reason I say that is because when I got the show on NBC Daylight, a lady called me from San Diego, and she was the granddaughter or the great granddaughter of that family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she was in tears to tell me, "I'm so thankful you didn't say you invented it, and you just said, hey, with food, I even like fried poke. I made it popular, but every time I get gas from people, oh, my mother didn't used to do it, or these guys, or the guys own local restaurant. Oh, I did it before Sam Choy. I don't care who did it. I made it popular, But I mean that's the thing about food. You
Level them up.
Yeah, you cannot. You got to be thankful. You got to be very honest. You got to do your homework. You got to know where it's coming from, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I always say, like, in Hawaii we're so lucky. All the ethnic food is right here in Hawaii. You got the best.
Plenty for play with.
Hey, plenty to play with, and guess what? Everything tastes ono. If it's not good, local people are not going.
Yeah.
And if it's
100%.
And you know why people eat plenty rice in Hawaii? Because the food is ono.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep. So say you go out to dinner, like what is the genre of food that you like the most? Like what is your favorite?
Well, I was really blessed, in this pandemic time. I was staying in Honolulu a lot with the Otanis, the Otani Produce, local company.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very local company, hard workers, the whole family, the kids, the mom, the dad, I was staying with them, and I got to eat some really nice restaurants, back then, in the heart of COVID. If not eating out there, they ordered to bring home, at the house. And so my genre of food is basically simple. I like simple, but local, but fresh and tasty. A nice balance with some vegetables, I love tofu. That's one of my go-to things. I love tofu. But beef stew. I like pork tofu.
Oh yeah.
I like adobo. I love adobo. I mean, as long as it's there's the real soupy kind, not soupy, but the wet kind and the dry kind.
Yeah.
Ilocano, Bisayan, they get all their own different way. I really enjoy that kind of cuisine. I've learned throughout the last maybe 10 years to kind of like stay away from too much starch, eat more of the carbohydrates, the proteins, I love ulu. In fact, I've got an ulu book coming out with Mutual Publishing, and Betty Shimabukuro, she's the writer. She's the editor for the book, so it's all about ulu. Went to Samoa and Ulu, had worked with some really nice people here on the Big Island. Craig and all these guys are just promoting Ulu. Today, Ulu is big time.
Yeah, I grew up, my uncle had a ulu tree, and my dad would make ulu chips. He would slice them real thin, fry them, and then he also made what you said, ulu salad, like potato salad, but with ulu.
Yeah. So everything what potato does, ulu can do. It's simple as that. The only difference is ulu is way much more healthier.
Yeah.
No gluten-free ulu.
I had ulu poke at Windward Mall at the what is that? The farmers market recently. They made it with poke sauce. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. I've done that 20 years ago. Ulu poke.
Nice.
Tofu poke, tomato poke. Tofu poke is one of my favorite pokes to make.
Oh wow.
I just did it with the Taniokas. I was really blessed to have them on my show. The mom and the son and Taniokas, and he did some really unreal poke. That's why they're so busy. They got good poke. And then nice. I made a tofu poke, so yeah.
Right on. Well, shoot, we've been going for about an hour, and I feel like I could talk to you for another 3 more hours. But
well, you call me another time when you get opening.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got way more questions I gotta ask you, but for now, at least John can ask the question of the week.
All right. Good episode. So many funny stories of the past, Mr. Choy.
Thanks, John. Thanks for we should have went through more questions, but I don't know. Somewhere down the line, I think I get little Portuguese in me, man. I can talk.
It's the aloha.
Yeah.
Okay. Question of the week is, what famous celebrities have you cooked for, and what did you make for them?
Oh boy, that's a good one, boy. Okay, I'm gonna go way back. I'm going deep into my archives. John Wayne.
Oh, wow.
So John Wayne came to Kuilima. So back then was Del Webb. So Del Webb, the developer, and the wife, they had, they were Vegas people, right? They had big shows out there. And they invited Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, and I was the breakfast cook at that time upstairs in the Tiki restaurant.
Okay.
And the waitress came back and said, Mr. Wayne wants crispy bacon, but not oily. And he wants eggs over easy and dried toast. So, man, I wasn't nervous whatsoever because I was already cooking. So I got the bacon on the grill. I put the weight on top to get it real crispy. Then I got some paper towel. Then I put it in between. I absorbed all the oil. Then I cooked the eggs over easy, just perfect, because I got trained really well by my Filipino breakfast cook from Ilikai, Domi de Guzman. He taught me how to cook eggs. And I cooked the eggs, made sure it wasn't oily. And I told the waitress, make sure that toast is hot. When the toast is done, this plate goes out. And he went out. And you know what's funny, right? So he had his big cowboy hat on. He was sitting on a corner. So I came out. I didn't go out to see him, but I went and, looked at him. And he looked up. He saw me. And, cowboy style, you nod your hat. You nod your head with the hat. He did that. And the waitress came back with the napkin. And he said, thank you very much, chef. Perfect eggs, perfect bacon. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
you know still the napkin, huh? Do you still have that napkin?
I got the napkins. I got everything. It's just it's amazing. I mean, I don't know. The list can go on and on. I am so blessed to have cooked for a lot of big celebrities, but I think the oldies but goodies were my favorite ones. Cook the big Los Angeles Food and Wine. You get everybody there, Arnold Schwarzenegger opened up his restaurant with the Hawaii regional chefs. We all were there. Got to cook there in Los Angeles. But I like the oldies but goodies. They meant very well. They did a lot of great things for us when we were growing up. I mean, a lot of the young generation don't know who John Wayne is, or maybe some of them do. But
I wasn't expecting you to say his name. I'm shocked. That's kind of an awesome story.
Yeah, so that's what else, John? Go ahead, let's go.
Oh, who else? Yeah. Any other funny stories?
Oh man, like I said, it's just when they're in a group, you're just cooking. Whoopi Goldberg, Oscar night, I did her party. We did her party in LA when she was the host. Big name chefs, Roger Verger. I cooked with him in Maui at Chef Gordon's house, and even in his house in Los Angeles. Oh man, it's really funny. But when you cook for them, you just come home bragging. Oh, I cooked for so and so. I was at this event, I cooked, and they had my food. And the list just goes on and on. Oh, Jean-Michel Cousteau, Jacques Cousteau, the son.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, cooked for him. That's a big one. Yeah, I mean, it all comes up. The rest are just real big money people, Cooked Mark Zuckerberg over in Facebook many times.
Oh, wow.
Worked out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's an interesting place, that Facebook. Very interesting.
I have a question. Since you've been around the industry for a long time, do you see any young up-and-coming chefs coming out of Hawaii that have that it or that magic like you had and be like, oh, this kid is action. He's going to be able to.
Well, I think there's a lot of them out here coming up. I think Sheldon has done a great job, beyond great. He's really outstanding. Sheldon from Simeon from Hilo that has their place out there, Tin Roof in Maui.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of other chefs that are really, Chris, what's his name over at, what's the name of their restaurant in Honolulu? Shoots. Oh, MW, Wade and Michelle.
I've been there. Yeah.
Their food is amazing. And I got really close to knowing them. I knew Michelle a long time ago, but Wade, there's a lot of young chefs that are very, very talented.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
the only sad part is that we're going through this challenge of COVID right now.
Correct,
Where
yeah.
they can't really establish themselves more. To be on a cooking show on TV is one thing, but to actually pile the people in your restaurant is, to me, way much more rewarding. I
Yeah.
mean, like those guys. Yeah. So, I mean, and athletes, Kobe Bryant, I cooked for Kobe Bryant. I got to really know him well. We became good
Oh,
friends.
wow.
He mentioned me in Sports Illustrated when I did the what you call the chicken. I made this chicken, which I didn't really make it. I learned it from somebody else. I didn't really learn it from them, but I heard about it, so I went and did my take on it. But I marinated my chicken because that's what I was taught by my dad. You always marinate things so that the flavor is all throughout the dish. And then Captain Crunch, I made this Captain Crunch chicken. And see, the Lakers, they don't eat fried food. Everything's all either roasted or baked or
Oh,
air fried. I mean, they don't eat really fried food. And so when they came to Hawaii, I cooked for them. They used to train in Hawaii the first 2 weeks of the season, right?
yeah.
You guys
they do
remember
the
that, huh?
exhibition. Yeah, their
Right.
exhibition game. Yep.
Yeah, right. So anyway, the Clippers or somebody else from California would come. But anyway, I cooked for him and we became good friends. And then one day my friend called me up. He goes, "Hey, Sam, I just read Sports Illustrated, bro. Your name is inside." I go, "Yeah, right." He goes, No, go get him, go get him. Then I went to, like one market and I seen him on the
Well, you
shelf.
thought it was for your punting days, huh?
Hey, I knew it wasn't for that, man. That was gone a long time ago. But yeah, then I saw that, and then I called my friend, the chef Sandra Padilla of the Lakers. I said, "Hey, Kobe." She goes, "Yeah." He said, "When you come up, you're gonna autograph some stuff for you."
Wow.
So I got balls, I got jerseys, I got his shoes, and
That's
the funny
awesome.
part, me and Sandra Padilla, who is the chef of the LA Lakers, we kind of like very good friends. And I took her to Punta Mita, Mexico, 3 years ago. And it was, I think it's been 3 years now that he had passed. It was January 26th. And how I know that date, because it's one day before my birthday. And we were in the morning at Punta Mita in the kitchen. And all of a sudden her phone rang. And then I just saw her screaming and fell to the floor. And I thought something happened to her. So, I went down to grab her and she looked up at me. She goes, "Kobe just died." I went, "What?"
Oh,
"He died in the helicopter crash, I said, No, make sure. She goes, "Sam, this is the Laker company there. The front office just called me." She said,
Oh,
I gotta
wow.
go back to LA. So I was really lucky. The people that we were with, real rich people, they said, "Oh, we'll just get her on a car and drive her to Guadalajara and put her a flight on to Los Angeles." Yeah, so every time I was out there just recently out in Punta Mita, and all the guys were telling me, "Hey, how's Sandra?" I said, "Oh, she's fine." So we called her and they all talked to her, said hi, and because that day
Oh,
she left, everybody was sad.
yeah, it was on rough for
Oh,
everybody.
that
I
was
mean,
rough. That was sad, unfortunate, really unfortunate.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, good for him. Who else? I mean, so many different athletes. Yeah, you like your one funny one though. I just got asked to throw the first pitch out for the Mariners game on the Hawaiian night. So I guess in Seattle, one night they have a game. They have the game they call the Hawaiian night when everybody from Hawaii goes out.
Oh,
And they had
yeah.
asked me to throw the pitch out, the first pitch.
Nice.
Hey,
When is that?
I don't know yet. They're going to
Oh,
tell
so
me
you can
when it's
do them.
Hawaiian.
You better practice, bro. You cannot
Hey, bro,
like
no, hey,
waffle. You know what I mean?
Hey, the guy who told me, he said, "Hey, Sam, whatever you do, make sure you don't skip the ball. You got to make
Yeah.
sure it goes." He
And
said,
look, cannot on the hand either, bro.
No, yeah. She told me you don't want to make a top 10
Oh,
ESPN.
Sports Center.
Yeah. I said, "What?" He told me, "Sam, you better practice, man. It's 90 feet and so many inches. You better
Oh, yeah.
practice, man. Don't you throw
Yeah.
it over his head and don't you skip it." So I
Oh,
don't know.
I'm
I
gonna be
never
looking out
practiced.
for that. Yo.
I
That's
got your
gonna be
number,
cool.
man. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when.
Let me know. That'll be awesome. That'll be
Yeah,
super cool.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to think who else I cook for, but there's lots of
Yeah.
people. I mean, yeah, lots of people.
Well, Chef, I know you're very busy, and I can't
Hey, where's
even
John?
put into words.
John
John,
has
he's
some more
cruising.
questions.
He's cruising. Yeah.
John, no more question, John. That's it.
He can ask you another one if you want.
Oh, I don't know. He said he had plenty. They only asked me one.
He's good.
Okay.
But I'm super thankful that you came on my show. I mean, I've been a fan of you from little cakey time, and like hearing your grassroots and kind of some of your stories is pretty awesome. And we definitely want to have you back on. Maybe after the pitch, we'll see how that went.
Okay. Maybe I'll get the video. I'll send it to John and John can show me. All right. Are we okay?
So, yep. Instagram. How can we find you on Instagram?
Sam Choy. Just go Sam Choy. Chef Sam Choy. Instagram, IG.
All right.
I just posting a lot of stuff on Palmyra Atoll. I just got back like about 5 days ago.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty active on social media.
I do by myself, bro. So the spelling is kind of, I only went to go 10th grade because my father was in 11th grade, so I never like passed him, man. But so the spelling kind of different, but every now and then my wife go like, "Hey, you spell it wrong."
Right on, Chef. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, I'm super thankful. You've been an ambassador of Aloha for years all over the world. And yeah, to have you on our show is a blessing. And
thank you for having me.
Right on.
What's it called? 12 bridges.
Above the bridge. Yep.
Above the bridge, man. That's a winner. I like the name. Yep. Okay.
Right on, Chef. Take care, and we'll be watching to see what your next move is. And if you're on Chopped again, I guarantee me and my daughter are gonna be watching.
Oh, definitely, man. Call you. Okay.
Right on. Much aloha.
Aloha.
Okay, brother. Aloha.
Aloha.